Hi friends, welcome to Law Chat with Girija. My name is Girija Patel. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I am a podcaster, I am an educator, I am a businesswoman, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a lawyer. I truly believe in the power of mentorship through storytelling, and that's what Law Chat is all about. So whether you are in 6 months or 10 years of business experience, we can all learn from each other's experiences because we face the same challenges and we have the victories and we have mistakes that we're all making. So why not lean into them and know that we're going to be fine and we're going to be okay and we're going to be inspired. And of course, this is Law Chat with Girija, so we will be talking about some law at some point during the conversation. And if you love what you hear today, which I know you will, then subscribe to Law Chat with Girija and share the love. So grab your coffee, sparkling water, or wine, and let's dive in to the next inspiring mentorship session. Hi y'all, welcome to Law Chat with your legal BFF, Girija Patel. I am so excited to join you guys today. Well, today's tips are actually going to be about 5 ways to be more productive during the week. I know there are different seasons that happen, and in each season, sometimes we slow down, which is okay, or sometimes we're rapid pace, which is also okay. And it could be just a simple launch season, or you're in the middle of the summer season, or it's the holidays, or you're just not feeling it, and that's okay too. But we all need that pick me up at times, and we all need the time when we just really kind of need to start focusing. I know for me, I am getting out of summer right now, which was super busy, and there were moments that were super fast paced, but then also there were moments that were overwhelmed with other parts of my life, which had to become priority. And then work had to kind of not take a backseat, but not always be the top of my priority list on a daily basis. But what helped me manage all of that was to basically manage a weekly schedule that allowed me to do that. Now, there is an episode on Law Chat on your podcast where I have Lonnie Jackson, my coach, talking about how to win back your time. And it is so effective, and her process is so effective because I've actually applied it to my life and it's amazing. It was a game changer. So make sure you do not miss that podcast episode. But today we're going to talk about how to make your week more productive. So the number one thing that I do is I plan. I'm a planner. I know there are people out there that don't plan, and I get that. And so you don't have to plan in such a way where it's stressful to you, but plan in such a way where you have a working knowledge of what you are trying to do and what your goals are, right? We all have things we're working towards. And so whether that way of achieving it is done in a very this is what I'm doing from this hour to this hour, or a very generic, hey, these are the things I need to get done next week in order to make the needle move a little bit, right? However that works for you, I'm sure there's something that is really ticking for you properly. And so use that methodology for your planning purposes. Now, I know that some people get on, they start planning either the Sunday for the week ahead, or sometimes even a Monday morning. They get up earlier and they plan for the week ahead. I personally like to plan on Fridays for the week ahead because, quite frankly, I already know what I have to do the following week and I already know what is required of me. And so I like to plan it on a Friday. So that way Sundays I can actually not have to worry about planning, and I can actually just do it on my work hours for Friday. And I'm not even eating into family time on the weekends, because for me, that's huge. I like to really reserve my weekends for family time and do minimal work on the weekends unless I absolutely have to, or there's lunch times or something going on. So I like to plan on Fridays for my upcoming week. Now, what that means is that it's important to write a to-do list during that time. Now, whether you're writing a to-do list where it is just a brain dump of, oh my gosh, these are all the things I need to do, or you have, I have these 3 projects and these are the 5 things I need to get done in the next month or the next week or 2 weeks for these 3 projects. And so that way you can also see where you need to go and which project needs more attention at the time and what actions you need to take. So that takes me to your number 2, which is pick 3 to 5 things from the list that you have made, your to-do list, and prioritize those 3 to 5 things for the following week. And I say 3 to 5 things because honestly, getting many, many big things done during the week can be tough. Not to say that you can't do it, but it can be overwhelming. And let's not set ourselves up for failure, wah on that, right? We do not want to set ourselves up for failure, because when we do that, we cause stress, and we also cause overwhelm, and we cause anxiety. We cause a lot of things that really we don't need to do that to ourselves. So let's set us up for success. Let's be very intentional about our schedule for the week ahead and have 3 to 5 things that are achievable, that are doable, that are practical, and that also is something that you know you can do. So whatever those 3 to 5 things are, get that down in your to-do for the week coming up. And everything else can be pushed to the following weeks, or to extra time if you have it, or to another date. And so when you do that, you already know that, okay, I have scheduled myself for this time to do this time. So you're not worried about that, and you're more present in what you're doing at the time.
I hate to interrupt this awesome conversation, but I have to stop and talk with you about the number one thing I'm asked about by entrepreneurs: contracts. They're vital to any business relationship and to protect your business. But I also know that entrepreneurs, especially when you're starting up, money is tight. But I would never want you to compromise on a strong legal foundation. So enter yourcontractbuddy.com, a website created by me with contract templates created and drafted by me and fellow industry partners. They're ready to use and easy to plug in immediately, and they are not restricted to any specific state. So yourcontractbuddy.com is sponsoring this episode, and you and your listener can get 10% off right now with code LAWCHAT. Yes, you heard me right. 10% off right now with code LAWCHAT. And now, back to our awesome conversation.
And that takes me to number 3, blocking out your days and batching. I was not always a batching person. I still don't do batching for everything all the time, although I've started diving a little bit more into it. But what I did do is I took my schedule Monday through Friday, and I said, okay, how many hours do I really want to work? And while I'm doing that, what are some of the days that I want to take off, or I want to have half a day, or I want to allocate some of that time to do certain things that are more personal in nature, or rest, or family time, because that's also important to me. That's not something that should be coming as a thought that comes later on, or maybe if I have time for that, I'll do it. I can't do that. I want to spend time with my kids. I want to have time for them also, and I want them to know that they're important. And so I actually carved that time out first. And so when I did that, I had other times that were allotted out. And then I made like one day where it's team meetings and client meetings. I had another day where I was just doing all batch work for my podcast recordings. Then I had another day where I was just working on the business and working on client work. And so I divided up the week in that way, where it really helped me also manage my stress, manage my workload, and also manage my expectations for myself. So it's so important that you are doing that. And I know I have so many friends also that are kind of like the type B that just don't care to really plan all that out. And that may sit with you well. But when you start feeling that overwhelm, or when you're starting to feel the stress, sit down and just look at your week. Zoom out and look at your week, look at your month, and see where you need to pour some more love into. What are the things that are stressing you out, and how can you actually put it into your schedule where you don't feel stressed out, but you're actually going to achieve it, and you're actually going to do it, and you're not setting yourself up for failure, because come on, we can't do that to ourselves. So that takes me to number 4, which is do it. So now that we've made this amazing plan, we have to do it. If we don't do it, that's where the problem comes, and that's where it starts creeping into us, right? And I'm going to kind of speak in tandem to number 5, which is, while we want to do what we plan out, while we want to do it, and that is the only way of actually executing our written plan, is to actually have action backing it up. What's also important is rest. What's also important is that we can't allow stress and guilt to intervene or blockading what we are doing. And so what happens is that sometimes when we set up something and we just aren't feeling it, that day we woke up and we're just like, oh my gosh, this is just not happening today. You had a rough night, or you just wake up feeling like, I just need a rest. My body's telling me I need a rest. That's okay. make that choice. We so many times don't give ourselves permission to rest. We don't give ourselves permission to take that time and to reflect and to listen to our bodies. And we need to. Sometimes we are just so much on the go that we don't realize that our body just needs to literally rest and do nothing. And that's okay too. I know I have a mind where it's constantly running at 1,000 miles per hour compared to whatever else is happening around me. And that can cause me overwhelmed because I'm like, gosh, I have to do so much stuff and I'm just not getting it done. And the reality is that it's okay. It's okay if you choose to make the decision to rest rather than doing something that you were supposed to do in your plan of action. And once we've made that decision that we are going to rest, let it be. When you start going back and thinking about, oh, I could have done this or I could have done that, and truly you could have, right? But don't feel guilty about it. Don't let the stress come in, because I tell you that is the thief of your joy and peace and sanity, right? We just cannot allow that to steal it. And so allow yourself to be like, you know what, next time I'm going to actually maybe do 10% of it so I don't feel that guilty. So we learn from it if it's not sitting well with us after we make the decision. But once we made the decision, we've made it. You can't go back in the past and change it. So you have to be at peace with the decision you've made. But you can definitely learn from it and move forward. Learn from it and make some changes in the future if that didn't sit well with you. But don't let guilt come in. Don't let the stress come in, because that will steal your joy. And we don't want that to come and steal our joy and our peace, because that can be such a big problem in our bigger picture of life. And so know that while you can make those plans, which you should, and while you can pick your top 3 to 5 things that are just going to be working for you really well that week and your priority list, and then let everything else push back to the next week or the weeks coming up, and then block out the days or the times that you're like, you know what, I am so productive during this time and I really need to get this done at the beginning of the week as opposed to the latter of the week. Get that done. But number 4 is doing it. But then number 5 is, if you don't do it, don't sweat it. I hope this was helpful to you. I know this was super helpful to me. And get back on and listen to Lonnie talking about how to get your hours back in the workday, and also how to win back those hours, but also be more productive. And so these are just some of the things that I do, and I hope this was helpful to you. And so with that being said, I'll catch you next time. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining Law Chat with Girija. I just love these kind of conversations. Conversations that are motivating, inspiring, but truthful, raw, and honest about all of the challenges, all of the victories, all of the triumphs, picking ourselves back up again. I just can't think of a better way to get mentorship but Law Chat with Girija. If this was helpful to you or this was inspiring to you, please share the love. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to this channel. You can also share this with your community by taking a screenshot and posting it on your social media and tagging GBP Law. When you do that, a lot more people will be able to see this video that not only benefited you, but also can benefit them as well. So let's share that love and let's share that inspiration. And if you want more information about what I do and other resources, go check out gbplaw.com or yourcontractbuddy.com. And I look forward to seeing you next time.